So this is it, my final drive in the Mark 1. Bit of mixed emotions, to be honest. I hope the sound's okay. I'm just using my phone. Yeah, so as I said, I've had a 1.8, then moved on to the 3.2. This car did need quite a bit of suspension work to it. I think I've replaced everything you can replace on suspension on this. But it's quite low mileage, less than 82,000 miles. The chains are really good. I had a decent history. It just sat for a little bit too long, so the brakes all needed to be looked at as well, which have been done. And I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I've only had it a year. And yeah, that sound, you'll probably not pick up on the phone, but it's just something different. So why am I getting rid of it? Well, this will seem a bit strange, but I've put so much work and effort into this car that I'm terrified that something goes wrong with it. I know it seems strange, but it's part of the reason. It's not the main reason, but it's a reason. The main reason is I'm wanting something slightly more modern, but I'm a TT fan, so I wanted a TT. And I've seen a few Mark 2s. I'd actually driven the TTS when it first came out, and yeah, it was just a different experience. So yeah, that was the next thing. But this, going back to this car, it really is a nice car. Obviously, style wise, the 3.2's got the spoiler and the bumper and all these bits. That didn't really matter to me. It was the engine that drew me to it compared to the 1.8. So, and I had a 150 1.8 as well, which is classed as the lower end of the scale of a 1.8. Obviously, it can be tuned, but 5 speed front wheel drive. It was a great car, and truth be told, I maybe should have kept that car. It's a roadster as well. Between that and this, I probably actually enjoyed driving that slightly more than this. I don't know, but I really can't fault this car now. So most people will know who actually owns this car now, will be owning it very shortly. So I'm just giving it its final run to make sure everything's working and ticking over for him coming to collect it. So, and I am enjoying it. Every time, and everyone's probably seen, I've had this up for sale a couple of times and taken it off. I'm not the best at dealing with time wasters. Either want to come and see the car or you don't. Don't offer me stupid money for something that you've not even could be bothered coming to see. You're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. Anyway, we're past that now, thankfully. So we moved on, and like I say, I'm taking it for the drive now, and every time I take it for the drive, I immediately regret my decision. However, I'm happy with my decision. I know this car is going to someone who's going to look after it and not break it. So yeah, it is what it is. I know it's going to someone good who's going to look after it, and I know I'm going to try something new. And the best thing about the TT market at the moment, if I don't like my decision, I'll just change it again. Or if I'm feeling really free, I'll just buy another 1.8, a cheap one. Got to say massive thanks to people like Bryn, Dom, Andy, Chris. All their videos have helped me from not knowing much about a TT to, I would think, knowing quite a bit about a TT. Don't think I'm quite to the level of changing a clutch on the driveway yet, but I could dabble around my way around one fault find and fix most nut and bolt type things. So yeah, credit to you guys, thank you very much. I know I pester you now and again, and you do get back to me when you can. Absolutely fine, and even if you don't get back to me, you've all done enough to help support me. So this is my take on the 1.8 and the 3.2 Mark 1 TT. Shape wise, I think they're far superior than the Mark 2 and 3, controversial. Ride wise, I've got to say the Mark 2 is a better car to drive, without having driven my new one yet. Is it a Mark 2? Well, I think everyone knows what it'll be. But I have driven Mark 2s in the past, and they are a better car to drive. They feel better, do have that more modern feel, but are they a head turner as much as a Mark 1, especially a 3.2 with a nice V6 sound coming out the back? Probably not. Do they drive well? Does it feel good to drive? And it is a TT, they do look good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to owning it for a bit, and then I'm going to do a video next with me in the new TT and what comparisons after driving that, comparing to driving this one and owning a Mark 1 for a while now. I know there's going to be people that are going to comment, you're crazy, 3.2s are really going to go up in value, you've got a cracking car. Yeah, and like I said, things change. I could always come back to a Mark 1. I'm not ruling out going back to a Mark 1 ever, or having both. Don't tell the wife. But yeah, to use a Dom term, there's a plethora of TTs out there to choose from ones that are a fixer-upper you could buy for £500, £800, to £4,000 to £5,000, which will get you one that's been well looked after and will just need general maintenance and the usual £3,000 spent every year. I'm not even joking. So yeah, I've loved this car, I've enjoyed driving it. I'm looking forward to what happens to it next, and who knows, I might come back to it again. Might put a little clause in the sell-on arrangement, we'll see. But yeah, next video is going to be me in the next TT. But yeah, for anyone looking for is Mark 1 a car I would want to try out? 100%. Buy a Mark 1, take it out, you'll love it. It's such a fun car. For an old car, it still has that style, that look that it's not out of place today. And there's so many modifications and things you can do to them that you could turn a TT into any car that you want it to be, and as long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing. So I'll see you in the next TT, and let's see what the comparison is. So here I am in the new TT, and most people have guessed it already. It is a Mark II TT, 2 litre TFSI 2008 model. So yeah, had it a couple of days now, and I need to say I am enjoying it. It does feel different from the Mark 1 in quite a lot of ways. Driving wise, looks wise inside is very familiar. The vents look quite similar. Driving position is quite similar. Probably think the Mark II's got a slightly better position as well. The seats are a lot better than the Mark II. Flat bottom steering wheel. It just is a bit more modern, is the best way to sort of put it. And I'm enjoying it. It is a nice car to drive. So yeah, after a couple of days, I must say I'm quite impressed. It feels like a TT, same as the Mark 1. If you put your foot down, a little spirited, going around corners, twists. Yeah, they're quite similar that way. But overall, I'm quite happy with the new car and my decision. Granted, I've only had it a couple of days. I've got the old gremlins that come with buying second-hand cars, not only TTs, but I knew about them anyway, so they'll be getting dealt with. I've already replaced the climate control just because it had a faded button, so I just replaced the whole thing. And someone had locked herself out of the car, and instead of getting a professional, they just drilled the barrel out to get into the car. So there's a new barrel, which just means I've got a spare key, which is different from the rest of them, in case the worst happens and I need to get back into the car. So that's been done as well. I've got the cam follower set to put in. I've not got any record of when that was last done, if done. So that'll be getting done also. And I've got the earth mod for the rear lights, courtesy of Car Chris. So that'll be getting done as well. As a few other nicks and nannies that happens, just maintenance for an older car as well. This TT, I've put some photos up already and a video. I'll put some more up now. So this has had an owner said a 90% body spray. The bodywork looked really good anyway, but it's had a bit of that. All alloy wheels have been refurbished and colours anthracite to match the car, which is very good. The interior is very good quality as well. I might get some leather dye and do it again anyway, just to make it pop that little bit more. But everything else is pretty much where it needs to be, or in my list of things to do. So as with any new TT, I'm in a quandary. Do I keep this completely OEM, which it is now, or do I add my little own twist to cars that I usually do? I think everyone knows what I'm going to do, but it's going to be mostly OEM. And I'm actually liking the fact that it's got standard springs, 19-inch wheels with the standard springs. It sits nice anyway, in my opinion. Maybe down the road I might fit coilovers, but I'm enjoying having a nice driving experience without the harsh bangs and knocks that come with lowering the car. So I do like that at the moment. So yeah, let's see what happens with this TT. But no complaints so far with my decision between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. Let's see what happens in the future. But yeah, for now I'm happy with my decision, and now we'll just have a quick run of my comparisons between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 from my experience a bit more. First week, and my opinion hasn't changed. I think I've made the right decision. It is, in my opinion, a better car to drive than the Mark 1. Not that the Mark 1 is a bad car. I'm definitely going to miss it, and I could definitely see myself going back to a Mark 1 at some point. It really is just a more practical car for what I need at the moment. Not that there's much space in the back to do anything in the Mark 2 or the Mark 1, but it's more suited to what I need from a second car at the moment. I've got the Leon FR as the family car and the wife's car, so this really is to get me back to work now and again, and a little bit of a toy as a second car, and of course it's going to be a TT. So to compare both, to me they're both different cars in a lot of ways, but yeah, I'll stick with the Mark II for now, and we'll see what happens in the future. So who knows what will happen. So if you're looking for a TT, Mark 1 or Mark 2, they're both great cars. Test each, see what one you prefer. Mark 1 is always going to be the classic TT, and the Mark 2's just got that little bit more, I don't know, modern twist to the Mark 1, which all marks after the first one probably should be. So let's see where the journey goes from here. Thanks for watching.